Jenna, full disclosure, I did not know that the Patriots were going to be on a collision course with the Chiefs. I never possibly imagined it. I still can't believe this hell world we live in. However, such is life. The committee convened. We have tiers for you. Announcement, though, and this will apply the rest of the season, is not a 32-team tiers. It's 31-team tiers. Texans, you're not going to see them anywhere. You know why? They've been eliminated from playoff contention. Once you're out of playoff contention, you're off the committee's radar entirely. These teams, some of you guys dropping off pretty soon, but all of you technically still alive. I wanted to drop the Vikings further for that pathetic loss. Broussard wants Seattle higher because they're still alive. They don't get named. Now let's move on to teams that are still alive. Some that are still alive. All 31 teams are still alive. Broussard, even the Lions. Just let us in. We're banging on the door. Just let us in. Teams that would love to make the playoffs probably won't, but if they do, they'll just be happy to be there. By the way, that kind of sucks for the Browns and the Niners. We're entering week 14, and they're in the just let us in version of the tiers, but that's where they're at. All right, next group. Here we go. For this group of teams, first round exit. That's 4 AFC teams, none of whom I believe can win a playoff game. Sorry, Buffalo. Your embarrassment from Monday night will not be forgotten. I know the Ravens, 96 hours ago, had the best record in the conference. The injuries are too much. Lamar's play is too inconsistent. We know the issues with the Titans and the Steelers. Next group, please. Dangerous game. I love the ceilings of all three of these teams. I know the Bengals just played the Chargers, and the Chargers won in what looked like a blowout, but that was a weird game. It was 24 straight for the Chargers, then 22 straight for Cincy, then I think 19 straight for the... I think those teams are very even, and the committee, unlike me, doesn't hold biases or prejudices against, quarterbacks based on old takes. The committee's been impressed by Carson Wentz. I personally, Nick Wright, speaking for me, still wouldn't trust him to watch my dog. But the committee says Carson Wentz, he's played well this year. The Colts are dangerous game. Next group, please. Fatal flaw group. Quarterback, coach, quarterback. These three teams all have gaudy records, and I know what you're thinking. You see the Patriots there. Say, Nick, the committee really thinks the Patriots deserve to be on the same tier as the Cowboys, who they lost to.
Gotta be kidding.
The committee does. The committee cares about how you're playing right now. They've won 7 in a row. The committee respects the Patriots. However, no team with Mac Jones or Matt Stafford is winning a Super Bowl, and no team with Mike McCarthy is winning a Super Bowl. Sorry, those are the rules. Next group, please. Ratings bonanza. Same top 4, by the way. Maybe not in the same order, but the same top 4 as last week. Why? Because late into the year, there's not going to be quite as much movement. A lot of your season's been baked in. When I say ratings bonanza, this was last year's NFC Championship game on Fox. The committee believes this likely will be this year's NFC Championship game on Fox. And what could be Aaron Rodgers' final game ever for the Packers, if they were to lose, if they get there. Tom Brady trying to go back-to-back in a different uniform. It would be an absolute ratings bonanza. And I personally, don't reveal what's next, by the way, believe these are the two best teams in the NFC. Okay. So last week, we had the Chiefs at 2 and the Cardinals at 1. And there was a lot of nefarious allegations about the committee being afraid of an alleged curse, all these things. So the committee studied both of these two teams' games this week because they were neck and neck for the top spot. And the committee, by a 7-6 vote, installed the Chiefs as the top team. So there's Cardinals #1 contenders, Chiefs as the favorites. You might say, why? What? Well, I'll tell you what we're doing in the peanut gallery, sir. The Cardinals and the Chiefs were neck and neck going into last week's tiers. The Cardinals this week played an Andy Dalton-led team that had 4 Andy Dalton picks, and they won by 11. The Chiefs, meanwhile, played a red-hot Broncos team that in the last month had beaten Washington, who itself is red-hot, had beaten Dallas, but 30-0 lead against Dallas, and had beaten the Chargers. That's what the Broncos have done in the last month. I know that the right side of your screen would like to pretend the Broncos are some pathetic franchise. They had a winning record, and they were the hottest they'd been all year. The Chiefs led that game for 56 minutes, led that game by double digits, by multiple scores, I should say, for 30 minutes, and never trailed. That is what we call an impressive victory over a good opponent. The Cardinals had an okay 11-point victory against a bad opponent, so the Chiefs reinstalled as favorites. Now, Broussard, once upon a time, I didn't put the Cardinals as favorites, and you attacked the committee. Then the committee did put the Cardinals as favorites, and you attacked the committee. So I know there's no pleasing you, sir. I now have a small glimpse into the life it would be to be married to you. This is, what do you want from me? There's no pleasing you. I mean, my God. But so what do you think? What do you think? I mean, the committee's done everything you have asked. What do you think?
All right, Nick, it pains me to say this. I am going beyond attacking the committee. I think it's necessary. I'm calling for an all-out investigation of the committee. The committee clearly has an agenda. The committee is not objective. All right? The committee's agenda, Nick, is clearly whatever it takes to make the Chiefs look good. Whatever it takes to have the Chiefs at the top of the agenda, at the top of the tiers. That's the agenda, and it's flat out wrong, and I want an investigation. The reason they weren't on there last week is because the committee was frightened. The committee was afraid. The committee was terrified that there was actually a real live curse. All right? They were. And they didn't want the Chiefs to be number one because they thought they would lose to their rival in Denver. And the proof of the fact that there's a curse, or they thought there was a curse, was you, sir. A week ago, what was your upset alert? What was your upset alert? It was the number one team in the tiers, the Arizona Cardinals, going down to that woe-begone team you called the Chicago Bears. Andy Dalton and all. You thought they'd win because you thought there was a curse. And now that the Cardinals win, in impressive fashion, I might add, 4 picks of Andy Dalton. Kyler, they get healthy. Kyler Murray's back, 4 touchdowns. DeAndre Hopkins is back. And they drop? They only drop because now you feel good. The committee knows there's no curse. We can now put the Chiefs back on top. I wanted Keta, Pep. I want an investigation. Wow. I'm serious.
Okay. Okay. So,
Dusty, all of you guys.
Points of order. First point. I don't know if anyone's picked up on this. They probably haven't, because I'm not as self-aggrandizing as Broussard is, so I don't just throw it in your guys' faces. But my upset alert is a first cousin of Broussard's Bud list. It's to inspire motivation for a team, sharpen their blade a bit before a game where they could become upset. That's first point. Second point is, yeah, I understand some of the squeamishness about Kansas City, because, you know, their quarterback this week only threw for 123 yards against an average deep. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Kyler Murray who threw for 123 yards. But of course, we won't talk about that. No, you don't talk about Kyler throwing for 123. But Mahomes throws for 180, and it's it's a travesty. But go ahead, Wilds. Wilds, your issue? While Broussard's asking for congressional investigations?
You know what my issue is. Okay, I'm going to throw you a curveball. I don't want the Patriots to move all the way up to the top. Do you know why? And this makes the Patriots super dangerous for the rest of the league. We are at the same time the number one team in the AFC, slated for a first-round bye, and underdogs, and nobody believes in us. It is a potent, explosive combination of actually being the best team and having no one believe in you. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. It's going to be a long postseason. But here's why I just want to move us up just one tier. We do not belong on the same tier as the Cowboys and the Rams. We have won 7 games in a row. The Cowboys have won 2 of their last 5. The Rams have won 1 of their last 4, and it was against Jacksonville. The Patriots have the best record in the AFC. The Patriots have the best defense in the entire NFL. The Patriots have the best coach in the history of organized sports. And the Patriots will be the most rested team. Why? Because we are on a bye this week, and Mac Jones' arm is super fresh. Belichick put it on ice, literally. Don't worry, buddy.
Oh
We're going to give you
God.
2 weeks.
That's so pathetic.
So he's going to come off guns blazing against the Colts. And I know the argument is, oh, Wilds. But the Cowboys beat the Patriots head-to-head. First of all, no, they didn't. It was a moral victory in overtime. And second of all, if we're talking about teams beating teams head-to-head, well, then where are the Chargers? Where are the Titans? Where are the Bills? And where are the Ravens, who all beat the Chiefs head-to-head? So I just want to move up one to ratings bonanza. And I'm not talking about the hold on 1 second. I'm not talking about the NFC ratings bonanza. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, my God. I'm talking about the Super Bowl, my friend. What is the most likely, according to the New York Times, what is the most likely Super Bowl outcome? You were talking about ratings bonanza.
According to whom?
The great lady, the New York Times, my friend. Paper of record. Patriots Bucks. Ratings bonanza.
Listen, they're
going to start making new TVs so many people want to watch that.
Where America goes for their sports analytics is the New York Times. The New York Times, I'd love to see their algorithm on this one. They haven't had a legitimate sports section since they let Broussard go off for greener pastures.
I was just going to say.
They were great. Once upon a time, they were great, Broussard. But instead, they started investing more in the Metro pages than the sports section. Hey, let me pull up the old. What does the Wall Street Journal say is going to happen in this year's NBA Finals, Wilds? I'm very interested to find out. That's first point. Second point is, it's very interesting to me that despite the Rams and Cowboys struggles as of late and the Patriots surging, that if you check, they all have something in common. 4 losses, 4 losses, 4 losses. So while the tiers are not a standings, this idea that the Patriots have been far and away better than those teams over the bulk of the season is not true. Now, why are the teams like the Ravens and the Titans not held in as high regard? Because of injuries, my friend. Because when you lose in the Ravens situation, half your secondary, and in the Titans situation, your best player to injuries, the committee factors that in. Now, pedantic, childish power rankings might not. They'll be like, oh, they're 8-4, they're 8-4, they have to be good. But that's why you need the committee, Jenna, to sift through the maw and give you the real.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.